Okay, hello. It's lunchtime. I've got 5 minutes to make a video, and I saw something interesting last night. And actually, we're talking about Madonna again and the Pope. Okay, Madonna and the Pope, and we're actually going back to a story that was just before Christmas. But before we get into that, I'll just explain why I'm talking about this now. I don't usually really look at the Pope that much. I know there's a lot of channels that follow stuff to do with the Pope quite a bit, and obviously it's a character in the world, just like the Queen, a very big character that is going to have a lot of synchronicities attached to them. Yeah. Anyway, I was watching. This is so funny because I was last night before I just came across this video with Steve Fletcher, right? But before I came across this video with Steve Fletcher, this is probably the reason why I watched it. Actually, is I was actually looking at that scene in Back to the Future where Doc calls Einstein "you little devil." Okay, when Einstein's just got back from the first time travel trip. Okay, now of course I believe in my previous video I might have mentioned about Einstein, the scientist Einstein, and the connection to 314 coming up, and then that tie back with Back to the Future. And this really isn't anything to do with that right now, what I'm talking about, but it was just what led me to watch this Steve Fletcher video, because I was literally looking at that stuff, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to go to bed now. I clicked off what I was looking at, and this was popped up in the background like it'd been up for like a couple of minutes, and I'm like, Einstein, you little devil. I thought, what's the chances that I was just looking at that and then Steve Fletcher posts a video on it? Well, anyway, in the video, really what we're going to be talking about is this connection to Pope Francis. Okay, because Pope Francis, born on the 17th of December, if we add on 88 days to that date, it brings us out to this blood moon, okay, on the 14th, on this pi blood moon, okay. So that's interesting. So this little devil here is 88 years old, okay, when we get to the blood moon, okay, and in fact he's actually 88 years old, 88 days on that particular date, which is pretty interesting, okay. So that is very, very interesting with Pope Francis. And I thought to myself, you know what? This would actually be another nice, interesting tie-in for Madonna, because I was recalling to myself, oh, she did them pictures, didn't she, a little while back, where it was like he was groping her or something, you know. It wasn't really groping, but, you know, there was definitely... well, I'll show you the pictures and you can make your own mind up. But there was definitely, she had AI'd some pictures of her with him in the picture, inserted into the picture. Okay. So it was interesting that when she released those pictures, let me show you. I got the article here, and this is published the 14th of December. Unfortunately, they can't put a date in their actual reporting, like on Friday the what, just says story Friday night, okay? So it just says that Madonna posted those things in Instagram on Friday night, basically. So I've got to make an assumption here that this December the 14th, which is, if we go to the calendar, is a Saturday. We can jump back a day, which is Friday the 13th is when she posted, or I think she posted these pictures. Friday the 13th. Unlucky for some. This is kind of interesting. So that's a bit of an assumption there, and I'm sure I probably talked about them in an old video, and I probably had the date found out and had it right in that old video, but I can't remember. And without going and digging back, I just can't be bothered to do that. So we're going to make an assumption that these pictures were posted on Friday the 13th. Okay, and so here's one of them, and she's got the I think it says going into the weekend like dot 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 dot. So she's put that caption in there. So this is interesting again because, of course, tomorrow is another Friday. Okay, with a 13 attached to it, I guess. Not only is the blood moon supposedly on today, the 13th, but also I don't know why it's got that switch over because of the calendar, I guess. But we're going to see that tomorrow, the 14th. But of course, 314 has the number, 1 and 3 are in there, okay? So there's this tie-in with going into the weekend, and she's got her her funeral dress on, her funeral attire maybe. And then she's got this other picture, feels good to be seen. Yeah, feels good to be seen. I don't know, I guess I could put all that in the Gematrinator and see what numbers pop out. I can't be bothered. The point is, she has posted these pictures right before his birthday, okay? And we have this synchronicity with him coming up to, synchronizing with the 88 miles an hour. You're going to see some serious SHIT. So this little, when this baby hits 88, you're going to see some serious, what. So all these little, it's just the way these two are synchronizing together. There's always been this like rift with Madonna and the church, going back to whatever previous pope that was. I guess that was running the church, was the head of the church. Well, what am I thinking? I believe it was like a prayer that kind of set things going, and then she had some stuff, I don't know if it was boycotted, but I think she had also a video removed or something as well, like an advertisement with Pepsi was removed. I read that somewhere, maybe right down in the bottom of this article actually. But yeah, look at this. The widow thing going on. It would be interesting, wouldn't it, if both of them croaked on the same day? When we go back to the looking at the iPet goat stuff with the black Madonna, and then the child in the white robes, was supposed to be the Christ figure. Okay, so that would be kind of that really would be fairly interesting if both of them croaked on the same day. That would be a big story for sure. More than likely though, seeing as he's ill right now, isn't he? It could be anything, couldn't it? It could be either of them, either or. But anyway, that's really what I wanted to show, was this idea that she's posted this Friday the 13th. We're back to being the blood moon's going to be on a Friday before the weekend, okay? And again, the weekend is a very ominous kind of double meaning word here. Yeah, the end of the week, in terms of the WEAK, okay? The week will end at a certain point. And the people that are actually the weak in the world are the people that submit to the satanic system, which is pretty much all of us. How involved are we in the satanic system? Well, that's how weak we become. How much willpower do we have to resist that thing? Not much. Okay, so the weak are going to end. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there. I mean, it's just really, she's got the black dress on. She's dressed up, ready to go into the coffin. I just don't know, don't know what else to say about it. It's just, it's the fact that she's posted these with him, right before his birthday, and again, this connection with the blood moon. I'm gonna leave it there. I just thought it was interesting. I don't think I've really. Oh, the only other thing is her birthday through to not her birthday, the 13th, when she posted those through to the blood moon, is 91 days. So we've got the 9 and the 1, the 88. And I'm going to do I've got a little follow-up video. Actually, it's connected to Einstein, You Little Devil, which I will probably do maybe tonight, maybe if I can be bothered. It's not really a very in-depth video. It's just kind of it will just be just like this, just to sort of surface connections back to the Future and back to the Hoover Dam with the Little Devil. But what was I saying? Oh, 91. But there's some interesting. She's got a lot of connections to 9-1. Okay, we've done a lot of connections with 9-1. Of course, Guy Ritchie with the 9-1 numerology with his birthday, and there's also some personal connections with 9-1 and which would be St. Giles's Day. The connection with that back to sort of my own personal connections with the fairground, and that also ties back in with Labor Day as well. Okay, because St. Giles's Day and Labor Day are two very similarly, what would I say, dated holidays. Okay, and of course Labor Day is our sort of hidden idea of being reborn out of the system, which connects back to the Hoover Dam again. Okay, and actually going into birth and giving birth. So Labor Day. So the 91 days on is pretty interesting. Sorry, I'm just waffling, but I don't know what else to say really. That's it. There's probably a lot more to decode out of some of these pictures. Yeah. Anyway, that's good enough. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on another video fairly soon, probably. We'll see what happens tomorrow anyway. Might be interesting, might not be. Okay, bye.